This video shows how to create a form in Microsoft Access out of some tables. Now here we have a table with current running ID, and then there is a person, it's a footballer, it's a player, and all the functions which he made. And now we have here the base table. It's a players, the player with a family name, first name, and all that stuff. And we have the function selection about the functions which tasks which he may do. So these are base tables, and this is a football. This is the player table. So this is dynamic data, and this is base data. Now we create a new form, and we go there to the menu bar. We go to blank form. That's what I would suggest. Then we select a design view. Then in the design view, first we do the following. We take here, now we first click on there. We want to show the football, the player. We want to see here player, and then the family name, all that stuff, and then the settings of this player. So this may also be settings, the football settings. So okay, we need here, we click here on this beautiful corner, and then we have the property sheet of the form, and then we say okay, here for the data we want to see the player. We don't want to see the results. We want results will be a SubForm there. We want to see the player, and then record set type is always Dynaset is default, and this is the working stuff. Now when we have selected that stuff, then we will have here add existing fields. Now we may drop all that stuff in there. Now we have that stuff inside, and when we switch now to the view, then we have the record set here on the bottom, but this is not really beautiful, and there's the entry on the ID field. So when I click on ID, then this is locked, so we don't need this stuff there. We may change here to the layout view on default sets. So we may take this size a little bit smaller as it adapts. And this one is shouldn't be at the beginning. This one should be disabled, and shouldn't have a cursor there. So we do this here on it's enabled. No, it's not enabled, and it should be locked. No, that's not. It doesn't have to be locked. And there shouldn't be. Where's the focus? Focus. Keep. No, I don't know where. Auto tab. No, not this one. We don't need auto tab on there, so it shouldn't be in the focus there, and it shouldn't get the first the focus when the system comes in. Okay, but that's not the most important stuff. What I want to show you is that we have now here a single form, but we want to have a selectable form. So this is we don't want to drop always there and work on that. This is not the way we work on the stuff. We want a single record set, and there should be a drop down list on there. So we go again to the design view, and then we say we want to see the head with the context menu. With the right mouse button you see the form header, and inside the form header we will say okay, we need, let's say we want to look for something. We need a field there, either a selection field or or a global field. Let's take this one. We start with this one. First we have a list field, not drop down field, a list field. So always we take a list field list field in the header, and what you have to see there is, we say here the player, for example, like this. Now this is selection field. Click on there, and now a list field has also data in there. We say, okay, here the name is always, as we learned, it's should be a small tag in front of there. So this is CTL for control or LST for list. So CTL list players and like this one. And we want the data in there. The row box or control box row box should be, now we click on there on this small field there, go back, this is new version. The row source, when you click on the drop down there, then you get the table, but if you want to select something there, then you go to this extension block there. Then we enter the players there, and we would say, okay, give me the family name, show me this as a list, show me as a list, ascending by the family name. And this is just a selection box there, and we have the properties there still on the player box. We say we need a column count. We said we had 5 columns, for example, here, and the header should also be there, yes. Now what we get there is unbound. As you see there, it's unbound. This is now a list, and we want that the list, this one, corresponds to the upper one. So what we do now is we go back to the design view, and we say, okay, here we want this is where is it, single form. The default view is single form, and the record set of this database should not be table player. Let's kill this one. We would say this one is source type is show me a player, and from this player we want to take show me everything from there, but the idea should be the same as this one from the CTL list player. So this doesn't work at the moment, but I still will do it like this for temporary. So now I close this again. This will not work. Now we need this one, list players. We need a list players, and we say, we go back there, here click on there, go to the to the data, say here and there, this should be the value there, and we want this happening. And now, okay, I will start this one. Here, close it. This will not work at the moment because it wants the list players. And the list players in there is, once again, we have to go back. The list player is forms, and the form was called. No, it's not written. We have first to save it. Close. Save this one, FRM for form players. Then let's say form base players or form players. Now that doesn't matter in this case for my example. Now we go back to the source, we click on there, go to the source, we go to the source, and then we say we need we want that the idea is the same of this list. So this is forms, and then a bracket forms, and this the form was called FRM for form players. Now we go there, we will say okay, close it, and here inside we have the control source was called row source of something from this player background, and here the family name was the first. We have to go in there again. We have to say the first one is the ID of this base player, and we will hide this list, this field. We will say okay, the format of the column, the width, the first column should be 0. This means this one column width, this is in plural. 0 means this is not shown. So when I click on there now, then the idea is something in there what we won't see. Let's show it on the value. Here, this is the idea: forms, form players, list players. Let's go there again. Yeah, and let's see. 5, yeah, that's it. When we click on there, then the result will not be refreshed. So we may do this now when we click on there, when we say okay, this is guns, and we click on F5, then the values will be refreshed. So what we have to do there now is we click on this list and say event on after update. Here, when the value was changed after update, then we click on this extension button. We go to the code builder. This is not difficult, and we say requery. Just type in REQ and then control space, sets all that stuff. So now we switch with the Alt Tab back, and we say okay. When we click on there, now the value will be changed on that stuff. And this one, the ID base player, why is it not shown? Yeah, that's why. Okay, so when we are there, then we may select something there, and the values there will be updated. So we don't want to see this this sign. So we go there to the design view, click on the double click on this corner, and then we say in format, we say we are now in the property sheet of the form itself, and we say the record set selectors, this one are not necessary, and the navigation buttons, this one, and when we say we only want select one result by selection, not more, then we don't need that stuff. So we will say okay, the navigation buttons are not necessary. So since there is an ID, the first field is an ID field, this one, so there's also we will only expect one value having there. But what we should do on this list is here, when we click on there, then we are at the form, we go to the data sheet, record set table, and then we would say in here, when we work with a design view, then we would say we click on the empty space and say, where is it in English? Max records is 1. So we expect only one result. not 1% or something like this, just top 1. You will see this. No, didn't change. We go back there again. It should be max records 1. Enter there, max records. So this is when we watch that stuff in SQL. No, it didn't take. I don't know why in English, but select top 1. That's what we want. Maybe it's different in English. I don't know it exactly. Here, top values, not max records. Max records, that's wrong. Top values, it's in English and German is a little bit different. That's why I've had to stop here. So I say okay, save. No, we don't say save, close. Now we have it here also, select top 1. That's the stuff what we wanted to see. I changed that, and now whenever I run there, I will get the my table. And now further beautiful thing would be when we click there, and when you change the record, then we go here when we after the update, when we go there, the first stuff was requery. This is a refresh of this is refresh of values of the form. Then we say set focus. Set focus, there it is. When I click, when I am there and they say set, and I take Control J. Let's see if it or Control space is also possible. Set focus, and then when you make where is it? No. CTL. Yeah, when you say Control Focus, bracket, round bracket, CTL, then you will see CTL means Control List Players, like this. I'm not sure. Debug. I haven't done it for a while. So let's select this one. Control List Players Set Focus. So first the element in Visual Basic for applications, and then set focus. Now I debug it, compile it again. This one runs. Now when I click there, when I run with my mouse or with my cursor, then the cursor is always on the list after this. Now I may change something here. And the last point is when we want to see the functions of this player, then we create a subform. Then we would say, okay, this is my block, and I want here a small block which is an subform. Let's say this one on the left space. Yeah, and this only small one. We want here a subform here, subfolder form, and there should be those functions in there relating to this block. So what we need here is we need a new subform. First we create a subform. We say, okay, create a small blank form. Then we say inside this form we go to the design view. We say give me functions. Give me the base functions. And then no, not the base functions. Give me just, we don't need this one. Give me these functions, but only the sub block of the players. So we need give me the football table, and from the football table there we want the show me the existing field. This is my player what I have. I'm just drop in everything like this. just drop it in, and the actual value should be a drop-down list, but it's not at the moment. So when I watch this one, then I get we go to the design view. Let's change as a where's it? Default view is a single view. I want it as either a data sheet or a continuous form. Let's first take a continuous form. Yeah, a continuous form. When we watch that, then it's like this, but we won't have it like this. We want we want that stuff now in our forms player inside here, but only those few values. And now I've created this one. First I save it. I say this is my form from players, subform. Subform, yeah. Let's take it in English. Sub functions, and let's take sub. So I know that it's sub. In German, it's UF or under subform. Then when we are there, what we do now is, let's take this one. Close it. Close it, close it, close it. We take the player, we create here a subform. Subform is, where is it in English? This one is the subform. Click on there. Let's say we want it here. Now this is my subform, my properties, no, my functions. Now I say this is my subform, and the subform, the source object will be my subfunction here. And the system says master field. My master field, when we click on there, is not my ID base, it's master field, yeah, is base, and inside my child field, this is my child field, there we want only the results from the players. So this is the player and this is my master field. So, and now when we have a look on that, when we're there, we will see four records of Mr. Ganz, for example, like this. And this is the same as what we see here at football when we close it and when we filter it on this Mr. Ganz. Then that's the same. Those four records are now visible in here. Now this is a bit, this is not a beautiful way, so we do a changing there. We go to the subform. Say this one, then we say again, right mouse key, go to the page header, take this one, this stuff, copy it or cut it out, cut, go there, say okay, this is now my input, paste, and now we have the following point. We have the value, which is really what we want. Let's say this is in a color. Entry color is always green. Do something in there. And this is the function, the selection. Also take the green one. And these two values should be invisible, for example, yeah. And so we take these two values, make them red, and make them invisible. Properties, visible, no, so this is invisible. Make those two stuff on there, and the ID of the football and the base player shouldn't be there anymore. All what we need is the function, like this one. This is the function and this is the value. Click on there. So you have both that stuff now, and you do here default view should be continuous view. We go there. We don't need this stuff anymore, but it should be still on the place there, because system needs it for updating. So I close this now, go to the players, and now I see that stuff. When I'm there, I will see those 4 entries, and you may add further entries here on this field. This is the wrong way. This should be here changed to a combo box, and give it a little bit place there. It's like painting. Now we have this field there, and when we click there, then we may do some changings there, and we say this is on the corner here as the value 4. When I click back, now entrance of this field was done. And it's also when we do some entries here on our on the family name, then we say okay, Mr. Ganz 2, then this value will be also changed when we click in there. So we're there. This is an active field now. So I hope I could help you in designing a form in Microsoft Access.